Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ashala and Crystal doing our weekly live Q&A, coming to you on our slightly new rebranded YouTube channel, Eye of the World,
and Rumble channel.
and Rumble, Eye of the World.
Yeah, we got a check mark on Rumble. So if anybody is tuning in there, let us know that you can see us. Yay! Hi.
Super, super.
Yeah, we do have a Rumbler coming in. So thank you so much for letting us know.
Hi, Bink Molly.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you
Hi,
all.
everyone.
Lovely to see you.
Mhm.
How is it in your neck of the woods? We are in about day 10 of rain, dreary, cold.
Womp womp.
It's like, ooh.
Apparently though, there is beautiful days on the horizon. So, when they come, they come. And I see here that hi, Linda. I see Ricky is saying that it is 56 degrees outside and t-shirt weather today here in South Alabama. Thanks for you, sending your warm energy to us. Yeah.
All your warm energy. The
Always.
sun, your heart, your beautiful heart.
And as always, thank you, Ricky. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble
Yes.
channel. It's so supportive. Share it with your friends.
And check out our website. A lot of you are already on as members. We just had our second Sunday social. Is it second or third?
Second. Well, it feels like third because you had
I had my solstice
gathering.
event. So these are virtual events that we're doing at least once a month. And they're included with your membership. You just come on over and
find them here over on the events page. There's no events at the moment, but we do have a Sunday social coming up February 8th. That'll be at 4 p.m. So I'm about to get that all posted up for us.
Yeah. So we're also putting up later today. I'm going to put it on the list to get it later today or tomorrow at the latest. We're going to be putting up another discount sale on memberships. So that's going to run from now until the end of March.
Yeah.
And that'll be a 30% discount, not a 50%, but a 30%, which works out to be about 77 Canadian dollars for a whole year of unlimited access to all the courses. We're running right now, I think, at 12. And I just said to Crystal, I've got 11 courses coming out this year. So it's going to be up into the 20s that we're going to have. Yeah, like 23, 24 courses by the end of 2026. So lots of course content, blogs, meditations. We're working on putting up some more of those. Thank you so much, Early Morn. Thank you. Yeah, it's and then of course the members community connect social platform and these free virtual events where you get to actually meet each other virtually, but your faces are right there, like you're live with us.
Speaking of meeting each other, we do have L Birdie 279 is on the island right now, and how wonderful it would be to have coffee with these two beautiful women. Yeah, I mean, we're very busy, beautiful women. Find our email address on the site here and
message us. We're always open to if it's in the flow, it feels like it's right. We'd be so open to that. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, great. 4 p.m. will work great for me. Yeah. So I do. So the way that I'm doing them is every second Sunday I'll fluctuate them. So I'll do one 4 p.m. and then one 11 a.m. the next time. So the upcoming one, Ricky, will be 4 p.m. and Pacific Standard Time.
That's in Pacific time. So the 11 a.m. works out for people who are in Europe
in the UK
because it's late in the evening, but not too late. And then the 4 p.m. works really great for people down under in Australia or Asia because that's the morning of the next day for them. So lots of exciting stuff coming up. We're just rolling with it all. And let's jump into today's questions.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't end up sending out an email about this last Sunday social. So some people missed out on it, but we had a good crew of people this time, and we'll tighten that up next time and make sure everybody gets the memo on that.
Super. Thank you for that.
Keep an eye on the events and activities page in the community forum as well. Everything gets posted there.
And I think we might even go ahead and just schedule a few of them down the road so that we can plan for
yeah,
that.
we want to put up a like a yearly calendar, or at least the next 6 months, so y'all can be abreast as to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Be abreast,
Yes.
right? Okay. Won't it be wonderful to have time zones disappear?
Okay, so I just saw that comment and I get it. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, and yet it is the reality because it literally is a different time. Like
Yep.
it is the middle of the night. If it's a certain time here, it's the middle of the night somewhere else. So
Mhm.
it is right now in this dimension, we are
Mhm.
somewhat constrained to time and space orientation.
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
now, we will roll with it. And I just feel what a miracle this is that we are able to meet like this all over the world
Oh, it really is.
and hear each other's like frontline news, you know? Well, we
Mhm.
heard about this protest or this thing that happened. What's really going on ground zero there where you are? Like, wow, that's the best news we could get, right?
Mhm.
It's like we're
And these
getting it right from what's happening right in the area for people in different
so
locations.
incredible to have access to that and to
Yeah.
have access to sharing that with these people that are so on board with our minds and our
Mhm.
hearts and our values and the ways that we're navigating this life. And so far the couple of Sunday socials have been very much about kind of just getting to know each other and
Mhm.
being real and vulnerable about where we're at. And I think we're going to head into some more think tank stuff. And you know what, I've been making them an hour and a half, but I kind of feel like they need to be 2 hours, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, and people can pop in and out,
in and
just like you
out.
can it's totally consensual. You do stay,
Mhm.
go, you know. We
Mhm.
sort of request that people show themselves on video at least at the beginning, just so we all like, yeah, you're a real person, you're
Yeah.
not a bot.
Yeah.
And then you're free to just, turn the video off, go do what you need to do, come back in, whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's roll, kiddo. Pull up the cards
Is there
and
a big announcement? I feel like there's been a glitch in the matrix. Glitch in the matrix indeed.
sorry about that. Yeah, we were a little preemptive. There is a big announcement coming up down the road, but we're not at liberty at this time to give too much detail, but
Yeah.
let's just say it's very gracious, sovereign, um, filled with love, gratitude. So happy. We're happy with the way everything is evolving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We have a couple of questions coming in here. First question.
Mhm.
Can dogs have psychic abilities like humans?
Mm,
Should we ask about dogs? Should we ask about cats too?
let's start with
Let's
dogs.
start with dogs.
Yeah, and
Okay.
because I think we might get some very specific canine kind of insight
Yeah.
when we do that.
Yeah.
Crystal, I have a question for you.
Ask
Are
me,
you
Mama.
able to put this one up? Just try it. Put that one
Okay.
up. Right. A little too close. Okay. I was just checking it out to see because I noticed we've been going back over all our old YouTube videos, and it is really nice to see us up a little bit closer. So we'll see what we can figure out with camera angles for next time where you can, yeah, it's just nice to see us a little bit closer. All right. Dogs and psychic.
Let's have a look.
Mm-hmm. Did you clear the cards, love?
No, I did not.
Okay, we're going to do that briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Chat amongst yourselves. For those of you that are doing the tarot certification courses on the platform, this is how I do the reordering the universe, which is a way to clear the deck at the beginning of each reading session. And it's just basically a random 3 pile. The cards jump around. Look at that.
Yes, especially right now.
Because they're sort of newer. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that Dawn is saying they're going to put their handle in the community group on the website. You know what? When you do that, I suggest also putting a location so people can see where you're from. You know, so you can put. I don't know if there's a limit to in the name section where you put your name. You could probably put your handle and your location as well. Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking I'll come back on and put the link to the coupon code for the 30% discount in this video. So, because it's going to go up later today or tomorrow anyway. So, okay, now we've cleared the cards. Let's think, all of us. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, we love dogs.
Oh, we just
We love
animals.
dogs.
We just love animals. Who doesn't? I mean, some people.
I know I certainly have a bias. I certainly have a bias. And I've also read so many dogs and pets in readings over the years, dogs and cats. I've read them on the other side, speaking and having full conversations, almost in a way easier to read interdimensionally than humans. Again, just like animals are so easy to grieve because they're so present and their hearts are so open, it is also really easy to channel them as an intuitive, like you tune into their energy and it's, if they have something to say, it's beautiful how they communicate. So the psychic ability, are they able to sort of, what I'm hearing you say is tune in, read their owners, the environment, the people around them, and also send messages in that way? Ooh, I think it might be that one.
Go
That
for
was
it.
the one that just sort of pulled up at the end there. I'll do 3 cards. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, look at 2 10s and a 1. 2 10s. Wow. So I feel like they're so psychic that it's actually very hard on them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Burden, exhaustion, like it's actually taxing on them, especially because they live a life right now where they spend a lot of their time with their masters, right? If you think about in earlier times, dogs were sort of, well, for one, they were kind of part of the community. When we went down to this incredible place in Mexico a couple of years ago, Yalapa, it's a rare place, and I'll talk more about that someday. But anyway, the dogs there are owned kind of collectively by the whole village, the whole region, actually. I mean, certain people sort of have their own dog that stays mostly at their house, but they're free to roam literally in and out of restaurants, in and out of like everywhere.
It's so sweet. You'll be sitting at a restaurant and a doggy will come and just lay itself at your feet.
Yeah, and
It's
they
like, oh,
they
and
don't mooch,
they don't
beg,
beg.
they're not anxious, they're not all
Yeah, they don't
snuffly and everything. They're
fight.
just super chill. And then
Yeah.
we watched them go down, like 2 or 3 of them go down to the water and just go for a swim and like it virtually hardly any fighting. They play a lot. There's tons of them. And what their natural way, I think, is more like that, where they just literally roam around. They have a large area that they're free to roam in, which keeps their wild nature more intact. And they have lots of time where they can just go off and do their own thing and not be around humans. Like,
and really, they can wander into any of the houses and people just have like food around for them. Like they'll quite often just have a bowl of food for the dogs or the cats. And it's so lovely
we
to
had
see
one
the
that
harmonious.
followed us back to our Airbnb and stayed with us for the night and then left in the
then
morning. It's like, so anyway, what I'm saying is that traditionally and historically, dogs have had freedom. And then they have their master who they're very, if they have a very strong relationship with an owner, it's usually a working relationship, like they're, they're, what's the word I'm looking for? Herd dogs or guard dogs, or they have a specific purpose, like hunting dogs or whatever, right? And then they would have a very strong relationship with their owner. This new thing where lots of families have 1 pet or 2 pets or whatever, that's new for our 4-legged friends. And I think it's hard on their psyche because they're so psychic. They're so open. that they're taking on our stuff day and night. They're just like sponges absorbing it all. So, give them some dignity to have a little like off leash time, play time, free time,
Mm.
where they get to, you just leave them alone, because it just feels like, they need some space to keep aspects of their wild nature. Otherwise, it's really hard on their nervous system,
Mhm.
is what I'm hearing. Interesting. And look at this. How funny, how ironic. Do you see in this Wheel of Fortune card, this character? So the story is with this, that the wheel goes around and we have descending into matter like this. And then we have ascending into spirit like this. The descent into matter is the snake, and the ascent up to spirit is the dog, or the wolf. And then up at the top, spirit is the cat, the female,
Very
and
interesting.
the human.
Yeah.
So we literally have descending in the reptilian, and the dog brings the energy back up to spirit, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So the canines do incredible work for us.
Just looking at the comments, my husband and I have 2 labs, and they definitely pick up our energy. We take them to daycare 1 to 2 days a week to give them a break to play and rest. Lovely.
Oh, I just
Did
made
a
it.
thing.
Yeah,
Did a
maybe
dang
move
thing.
it, take it off for a second, see what happens. Oh, sorry, everybody. That's funny.
It's been funny all morning.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, there we go. Good.
Crystal did it. Got the magic touch.
Sometimes if you
Yeah.
zoom in too close, which I obviously did, it messes up the camera.
Murdoch says, my dog says, I foresee me chewing your slippers. Yeah. My heart dog read my mind more than I can say. He was relatively free and very smart.
Beautiful. And when we give them that, the freedom where they have a little bit more space away from us, because some people are like, I gotta have my dog with me 24/7. I gotta, and they just get used to being around us a lot and habituated to that. But they do need a little bit of wild. Yeah.
Shall we look at cats a little bit too?
Sure, let's look at cats.
Yeah, let's look at cats too. We've got our cat people in the crew as well. So not that any cat people are not dog people or vice versa, but we've definitely got some cat owners.
We are actually pretty evenly balanced, aren't we, in our family?
We are.
Like we've
certainly
had lots of cats.
We have mostly, I think, due to more of our nomadic nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a lot of cats.
Cats are a bit easier to kind of move around and house and all that kind of stuff. But
we've also had
some beautiful dogs. Yeah.
Oh, it makes me sad.
I saw that. So I was told my dog is an incarnated dragon. I saw that from you before. Yeah, on a Zoom call, my dog wanted a hug, so I made a star appearance. The host said she was an incarnated dragon. Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing that. Very interesting.
I'm going to actually.
Would you like me to shuffle?
Yeah, and think more about cats, because we're still talking about dogs.
Okay,
let's think about cats. Think about cats.
Meow. Sure do miss having a cat in our life.
Oh, both cats and dogs. We have a spirit cat in this house. At least one.
Do.
At least one. Do you see that one that's gray and kind of scrawny and old looking? You see a different one?
Yep.
Which one do you see?
Mine is like fuzzier and maybe tabby a bit.
Okay.
Not orange tabby, but like the speckled tortoise.
Well, it's an old house. There's probably been a lot of cats.
Multiples
in this house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also see rodent spirits in this house. We haven't had too many rodents, but I definitely see them.
We do have a lot of cats in the hood, though.
Now we do,
yeah.
Okay, so.
Cats and their abilities.
Look at this. We had the 4 corners with the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the 4 directions with the world card. That's the same. If that card, I can pull it out here if it shows up again, or just grab it and show you. So the world.
They
Look at
travel
two
between the worlds, I
Look
feel
at
like.
that's two worlds. The
Mhm.
world in his hand. Do you see that? He's got a world in his hand, and then that's the world card. So yeah, the world and the other world, and going back and forth, travel.
Yep. Oh man.
Wow.
No two ways about it.
Wow.
They are bridge walkers,
Wow.
timeline
Black and
jumpers.
white,
Yeah.
the duality. Look at the two wands.
Yep.
And then the two wands, and then the two sphinx, which are the cats, black and white cats.
Right in the beginning here, Suzanne said dogs are from, or cats. Pretty sure cats are not from this world. Pretty sure cats are able to be in both worlds.
Mhm. Now I was going to look for the Wheel of Fortune card because it's the only other card in the tarot. I'll see if I can find it here. It's the only other card that has those 4 elemental directions in the corners. Here we go. Can you hold that for
I
me,
sure
please?
can.
So you'll see here, you notice I won't hold it up too close, but it's got the same 4 directions, and it is also a portal. So the dog portal is more, I want to say, rapid, and they're a lot more kind of earth-based. The cat portal seems slower and larger dimensionally is what I'm hearing. So, but there is a similarity there.
There really is.
And it almost feels like the dogs are a lot more, there's the wings, the spirit element of these. This one is more, it feels larger and more interdimensional.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very, very interesting.
Wow. That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Mhm.
And then I wonder about looking at, what we've done lots of looking at how we're meant to work with each other.
Mhm. Mhm. It's interesting because I also see, just like we talked about dogs and how they used to have more freedom, that they could then bring that. They have a dog vibration that is really good for soothes our soul, because it's very like community oriented. It's very playful. Like dogs help remind us of our natural humanness. And I feel like cats help remind us of our natural spiritualness or spirit realm, right? And what I'm hearing is that, because I'm looking at the 2 sphinxes and I'm seeing the black cat and the white cat, and seeing that long ago, let's say 7,000 years plus ago, cats were worked a lot more spiritually, like they literally were in the temples, and they held a frequency, and they were worked with in a spiritual way that very few people are doing that with them. Like the house cat now is not being worked with in the same way. Like if you think about the Egyptian cat temples and stuff, like they were doing a lot of spiritual work back then, and they've sort of become more mundane. So we may work our way back into having a much stronger spiritual relationship with them down the road. So I know some of you have that already. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying that, they've become more mundane, but we may go back to working very strongly spiritually with them.
Yeah. I love it.
Mhm.
What a blessing. And to dive into it a little bit like this. It's
Sure.
so
Thanks
to
for
see the
question.
correlation and the differences between cats and dogs.
Beautiful.
Okay. I love it. Thank you. Next question. Can we look into if Trump will be the 19th president by this March?
19th president?
I don't understand that. Isn't he already the president?
Yeah, and I don't really understand the question either, Suzanne, because I thought he was already. Okay. How about we pause that and just give us a little bit more description of your question? That would be awesome. Thank you.
Would that be like a re-election?
Or let's just let Suzanne
Fill us in a little bit.
fill us in a bit more.
Pardon us for not being up on this stuff. Okay. Next. This was just a comment from early morn. I've read that the distances aren't what we were told. So this is time zones. Maybe time zones will change when the truth comes out.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's very possible that we will literally change dimensional distance. So I think that's what you're referring to, early morn. And
Okay, so here we go. The 19th president under the Constitution that has returned.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at that.
Thank you.
Crystal, you're going to shuffle.
The 19th president is in the restored United States.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, that's a
That's
wand.
That's
An
a
ace of wands.
yes card here.
Mm-hmm. Are that the midterms? Yvonne is asking.
Will Trump be the 19th president under the Constitution that has returned? Okay.
I'm going to do 3 cards
Yep.
again.
Huh.
Yeah. So I am feeling some kind of co-reign
Mm-hmm.
with a
I
woman.
was thinking we've been seeing a woman coming in the background of this for a while.
Yep. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a co-reign, like now isn't that a novel concept to have 2 people operating as sovereign leaders and in a shared, because look at this, so much of the feminine is returning and a healthier feminine is returning. But I don't think it's a choice between Trump and a woman. I think it's we have 2 people leading. And even the words, like president, we may end up changing the words for these leadership positions. Look at this. I mean, beautifully, this could go many ways. This is the decisions. And, we're talking about what was the time, March.
4th of March was the original date in the Ulysses Grant was the 18th before he signed the USA over to the bankers in 1871.
So we have 3 months to prepare in a way. Not even.
Could this be Melania? I'm so bad at saying her name every time.
Now you got me.
I know.
Okay, whatever. We all know who
we know who she is.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like there's already a female really stepping into the position of leadership behind the scenes. And this is a time of a restoration of an old style constitutional clause or something is coming back in. You see, this card, I would be a little bit worried about this as our, where we're going, where we are, where we're going, how we're getting there. I'd be a little concerned about Lovers being where we're going, because Lovers suggests a big decision that's kind of like
split,
split, and also a permanent decision that will change the direction of things. If that's negatively aspected,
but look at
it's
it's
concerning,
beautiful.
but it's beautifully well aspected.
Yeah.
And then having this female, and even having her on the side where the female is standing in this card, she's on this side. So there's something strongly, again, as I said, shared leadership. And
it's a really uniting force, isn't it?
Uniting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we've opened up more questions than really answering. one thing that, well, you know what? I'm going to pull 3 more.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
One thing that we could see if it was 19 was the sun. If the sun comes up, then we would say, yeah, he's the 19th. So we've got Temperance again, 2 people,
Mm-hmm.
2 people
Those cups.
together.
Yeah.
See, 2 shared, blended, alchemized. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
So we've got a lot of major arcana here. A whole new constitution.
Constitution.
Written. Wow, 2 aces. Okay,
New beginning for
I
sure.
don't know that it's gonna be called the 19th. It's almost gonna be the 1st.
Yeah.
And there's 2. So
Yeah.
it's starting over. It's a reset.
Okay, mark this moment, people.
Kind of. I mean, that could change.
Who
too,
knows?
but,
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels very 2 aces. Wow. All well aspected. All well aspected. All of these cards work super well together. So
Do you want to read that so you can say her name properly?
Elena. Maybe
Malena.
Russia's new leader. So perhaps they split the world between them. Greenland in the snack.
Is the snack in the middle? Yeah. There's
Baron
talk about Baron marrying into Greenland royalty.
Insight, right? Interesting insight. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there we go.
We go back to the Republic of the USA.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any going back.
Yeah,
This is
I
all
agree
new.
with Crystal. We're doing something. We're going back to sort of synthesize, literally reconstitute the constitutions. Yeah. So reconstitute the Republic and renew that in a new direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Other readers are getting
that they don't see Trump lasting the year and health issues. What do you get?
Okay, well, we'll just add a little bit more in here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do see this is the Temperance and the Hierophant can indicate health, but there could be he could really bounce back with these 2
See a real
aces.
breakthrough there.
Yeah, it could be just going through something and then bouncing back. Wow. Look at. Yeah.
Definitely new beginning.
No worries.
Yeah.
Like I don't see him, crossing over.
No.
That's for sure. It's possible even that these health scares are just to sort of clear something so that people back off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there may be some truth to it, but I think it's getting more airtime because it's just about back off and let them reorient in the background to present in this new way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So
it all looks very good.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It all looks very good. All right. Thank you. So we have a question here from Yvonne, but it is a personal question.
Well, it is. We're coming into the Fire Horse year.
Yeah.
And I think for the Fire Horses,
let's have a look at what you need to know.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And exciting. I'm going to be doing 2 interviews on our channel with my dear friend Charlene, who's the Feng Shui master, Chinese astrologer, and we talked yesterday or the day before, I think it was. How is it going to be for Fire Horses is the question.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about doing 2 shows coming up. So we're doing one on the 4th of February and one on the 17th. So the 4th is kind of going to be setting the tone for preparing ourselves for the launch into the Fire Horse. And the 17th is actually the Fire Horse beginning for day 1. So it is, I believe, the biggest transition in the 60 years of Chinese astrology. Every 60 years, we go from a wood snake to a fire horse. It's a big deal. It's always a big deal. Last time was 1966. We've talked about this before. So
what do the Fire Horses need to know for this year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she will be putting up,
each sign
forecasts for each Chinese sign and all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to access all of that. And we'll be discussing some of that on those interviews as well. But for the fire horses, because they are known to be, especially the fire horse women in China, they were, well, considered unlucky as daughters because they were hard to marry. Nobody would marry a fire horse woman because they had such free
Power and ferocity and
sovereign independence. They weren't
mhm.
easily docile and domesticated. But in terms of our collective experience, that energy, which will not be held down, that energy that is so aligned with freedom, will blast through this year one way or another. And we're kind of like the midwives for that. And you fire horses, especially you fire horse women, are really midwifing that. So let's look at you. Wow. Wow, the sun. This is your debut.
Yeah, I have a fire horse client that came up and interesting
The
in there.
sun and the moon side by side. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a rare once in a decade layout right there.
Very
That is a
interesting.
rare layout. So it'll be the best of times, and I don't want to say the worst of times, but there will be the things that are meant to be forever released from your spiritual karmic path. There will be karmic gateways that you will finally, it could even be 18, 19 lifetimes, because we've got card number 18, card number 19, both major arcana. 18, 19 lifetimes, you will go through a rebirth. Da, 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 da. Yes.
Yeah, the movement. Yeah.
Yeah. And you may find yourself kind of, well, if you think about movement, and yet when I did the forecast on Beyond Mystic for the year ahead, there was a lot of, especially in the middle of the year, there was a lot of anchoring, a lot of grounding. So this is going to be more energetic than physical for you, Yvonne, and for all the fire horses. And look at this. We've got the dogs again. That's interesting.
And the cats.
Because the dog is actually the ally of the, right. The dog and the tiger are the horse's tertiary, which are their best friends in Chinese astrology. There's 3 together, 3 tertiary of 3 animals that hang out together and are allies. And with the horse, it's the dog and the tiger. So I am a tiger. So this is a good year for me because I'm in my tertiary with the horse and also the people who are Chinese dogs. It's a good year. And look at, we've got the dog, the horse, and the cat, the big feline here.
I see a lot of balance too. Really balancing out. We have the black and white sphinxes here, the light and the dark going on here. So there's, I think, going to be a lot of internal equilibrium that's created that allows for the movement forward through into the new karmic destiny path, right? And that's what propels this chariot, is that true balance is coming into that neutral center point of like your highest timeline moving you forward.
I mean, 3 major arcana. So a powerful spiritual year, the sun, the moon, and the chariot. Yeah, you may feel like you're being pulled back and forth over that gateway of death and rebirth. And I don't mean literal death, but what I mean is energetically, it might feel like you're being pushed through something and then pulled back and then pushed through and then pull back. And
trusting that is the clearing, that is your path to greater balance.
And you are leading by example, that we have to keep going. We're too far through the gateway. It's like trying to stop a baby from being born. We're too far to stop. We have to keep going now. And sometimes we just have to put our heads down and go through it. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, question. Is the timeline where by 2019 to
2109.
2109 to 2110, the only humans on the planet are peaceful humans only on the Earth, or will it occur sooner in time?
I have put up timeline predictions somewhere. I did them with Penny Kelly on Beyond Mystic too.
True.
I have a whole like download that came through a few years back, and I'm trying to remember the dates were about 100 years from. So it was close to that actually. It was pretty close to the what you're saying. 2120, like kind of 2020 to 2120. It's about 100 years to get to what you're describing. There's our little train. Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to put by this time or before this time. I'll put 2,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
by 2110, say, by 2110. Yeah, like 90%. There's no such thing as 100%, by the way.
I agree.
You know,
That would be
that's like yin yang. Perfection is 77.7. So 100 is, but we're going to really be like, yeah, 90%, which is more than what we need. Like that's more than enough to hold the frequency.
earlier.
Earlier than that. Earlier than that.
Whoa.
I think we need to, we are already, more and more of us are already there. So I don't think we need to worry if they're going like, just keep looking ahead and doing physically changing Earth in the physical plane, the physical reality.
It's such a journey, right? We've got Knight, Page, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Like there's something that's happening there. And as you say, the physical.
You know, it's interesting because our guides collectively are saying, you know, we've got these 2 characters moving into the future, like just, you know, like stay on your path, get to your destination, which is you living a really sovereign life in 3D. I'm likely not going to be around at that time, but to set that groundwork for my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, and so on, to establish those practical 3D new Earth, beautiful paradigm oases of, you know, the way we live, the way we grow our food, the way we live collectively. And then when we get there and we kind of are like, okay, this is pretty paradisical, then you go back and help others. It's a little bit like putting the mask on yourself first. Like, let's not worry about everyone waking up. Let's not worry, but let's just take the steps to get ourselves to the point where we are so established in new Earth and grounded and secure and feeling really good in ourselves. And then off you go, some of you or some of your children and grandchildren and great grandchildren, to help the others come along and catch up. So they're saying, don't look back right now. You know, in the Bible where it's like, don't look back. Don't look back right now. Don't get frozen like the pillar of salt looking back at. It's such a powerful story in the Bible, right? Like when that, what was it? Sodom and Gomorrah or whatever, when that is like going to hell in a handbag, don't look back at that. Don't get caught up in that. Go forward. Go to the new land. Go to the new oasis and build it. And then when you're stable and settled there, then send your envoys and your healers back to help the others. That's what I'm hearing.
Very cool.
Okay.
I am in the peacemaker state of mind now and in the future. Absolutely. Thank you, Ricky.
Beautiful.
Mhm. Could we please address the concept of royalty, kings, and queens?
That's such a cool question, Early Morn, and I've been back on a kick. I go through these phases with all the subjects that I research, and it's like flavor of the week, isn't it, Crystal? That's how I study. I
surely
don't
is.
study one thing for like months on end and just focus on it. I literally rotate through all my interests like a constant wheel of new inspiration. And it's almost like between them, I have learned things and now have a new perspective when I go back. So anyway, I'm just on this kick of looking at royalty again in the last like week. So good question. Looking at, history of kings in Europe and kings and queens and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a double-edged sword is what I'm hearing, because in a lot of ways they had a hard go of it. It was a tough job, right? Leading the consciousness, we were down in some pretty dark places as a
Yes.
collective, and to try to lead humanity in any ethical way through all of that was not an easy task. So want to cut them a bit of slack for that. They were so caught in their own webs and, eventually driven into madness, a lot of them, because they were so unsafe. Even though it seemed like they had everything going for them, they were always looking over their shoulder and afraid of being pulled down and, like putting up on the pedestal and then tearing down and annihilating, right? So
Early Morn agrees with Janine's very strong views on royalty.
okay, so what do we need to know? I'm going to do a focus. So here's us. What do we need to know? Window of opportunity, past, present,
2 6s.
2 6s, potential future.
Wow.
Very curious. Look at all
Very
the
much
cups.
so.
So many cups. Okay, I've got a theory here. I'm going to theory.
Does any of this have to do with bloodlines?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
idea that they had a superior bloodline and the hereditary aspect.
Well,
let's.
My theory that's just emerging at this very moment, so bear with me, folks. It's not fully.
This is your wheelhouse. I'm going to let you roll.
It's just a theory, but I feel as though what we see with royalty is it's kind of like heroes and mythological beings that we hear, like the gods and the heroes and all that kind of stuff. We all need stories of beings that exemplify a certain quality of what humanity is capable of. So, for example, like we love to see royalty because they have the power to make big decisions and they have the power to create beautiful architecture and, be patrons of the arts and set tones of fashion and do all these, like, they live larger than life, almost like mythological characters. And we need to have something like that to look at. But really, what we are looking for is that in each of us. We are looking for our own inner king and queen. We are looking for the royalty within.
Well done.
We look at outside and we get an idea and we go, oh, well, if I had all that money, I would do this and this and this or whatever, right? So it's just almost like a touchstone to remind us this is what it is like potentially on planet Earth to be given the keys to the kingdom, all the full palette of color to create with. It is our royalty represents the creative soul of humanity that wants to have and inspiration of what's possible if you have all that you need, all your needs provided for, unlimited creative potential. And during these dark times where we've been living out of alignment with natural law, these people have been the only thing that kind of keeps us hanging on, like the Bible and all the organized religions, like spiritual ladders to heaven and how you get the keys to get in, and these people that hold this energy of like, oh, look what humanity could be in its most exalted form or whatever. But we don't need them outside of us anymore. You know, when I read, I think it was in the last book of the Anastasia, the Ringing Cedar series, and she's talking about kind of like Christ, the kingdom of heaven within. And she talks about how she believes that humanity, each of us have, like, we are these divine creator gods that literally could go forth as a family, like king and queen and family, and we could literally build a new world, a new universe. Like we have the power to actually create a whole new world.
That's really what we've been invited into now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what we're being given the tools for.
So they just, what they remind us through the dark ages is that even in the dark ages, there were still people, we gave them the resources to keep that, to keep that dream alive for us, right? To keep the dream of humanity. Like if it was all just despair and darkness during the dark ages, I don't know, people would have just given up, I think. Like we needed to have an external representation. That's why people were so enamored with the kings and queens, because they were like, keep the dream alive that humanity can do this and live like this. So it's not going to be outside of us anymore. We're going to discover that inside, is what I'm hearing. Rant over.
I love it. Yeah. Certainly another call that everything, like things are moving in a new direction,
Look
right?
at the king wearing his crown, right? The king in his crown. That's what we have in the potential future. And that's the king of knowledge. He's like, he says,
do the dark ages really exist, or was it just something we were being told?
well, you
Sold?
know, we are metabolizing that historical potential truth or falsehood right now. So I think it's been sold all the way along. I think it's been sold all the way along. So how much of it is true? I don't want to say. I don't believe it's all true. No way. I don't believe what's in the history books is all true. Absolutely not. But I think that there was that dark history being spun the whole time through those times. I do think it's been spun for about 7,000 or 8,000 years. So whether it was actual or it was fake, there was an evolution, a de-evolution that needed to happen to put us into the Kali Yuga, 2,000 year cycle of the complete release of the shadow, and then the upgrade that comes through transmuting and metabolizing the shadow. We have to go
It's
through
like
the
this,
shadow.
right? It's transmuting and having it coming up, and then taking the journey from that where we're being pushed to and guided to, coming out of that darkness into like, wow, the 9 and 10 of cups, that's what we're going towards now. With that 8, we've got the 8, 9, and 10 of cups. Beautiful. Just wild. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's a run, right?
Yeah.
8, 9, 10. So emotionally, this has been about getting us through a time where a lot of that dark ages illusion was sold to humanity in a big way. So I don't know. I think it's almost like creating scary stories, nightmare stories that were just rampant. The propaganda was rampant. So how much of it is true, right? This is what, when we look at history and archaeology and anthropology, they say, the stories of the average people, when they actually go and start doing deeper research, they discover, oh, it wasn't all just battle, battle, battle. People were literally trading and exchanging. They weren't just always fighting, fighting, fighting. So I don't believe it was ever as bad as what the history is written.
Mm.
But I do believe that the narrative was sold all the way through those, increasingly over the last 7 or 8,000 years. The narrative was kind of shoved down people's throats. So there's a psychosis of being afraid of the boogeyman in the closet that isn't even there, right? Like, look at what was sold with Christianity, and terrifying, just horrifying, frightening people to death. So yeah, it's kings, queens, they were a placeholder to keep a certain belief alive. So
Now we go forward with our own beliefs,
our own kingdom,
our own
the
kingdom,
kingdom within.
king and queen within.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a course for your learning website.
Oh, well, I'm
Peacemaker State of
already in
Mind.
the middle of 2027. And how many have I got? 12. What did I say this morning? 12, 13 courses
Yeah,
in the
so
queue
you have
right now.
one a month for the next year.
Yeah, I've got 13 in the queue that are in development. So it's gonna go.
This mind, oh, this mama mind.
Crystal's like, thank goodness it's all coming out finally.
thank
I've had to
goodness.
listen to all this for years.
All right, let's pull a last question here. A couple cards on, is it possible for some of us to have the ability to live up to 300 years in this lifetime?
Longevity.
Let's get younger, people.
Let's get younger. Well, yeah, it's also what quality of high quality frequency life. And we are seeing people aging backwards, and that's not just Botox and plastic surgery.
Benjamin Button effect.
We are seeing people going through incredible transitions into reverse aging, which I find more attractive talking about that than just numbers. Like, to me,
You didn't shuffle on that.
I'm interested in high frequency and what's possible, like almost suspending time as opposed to counting in years. And there was a question about, are years going to disappear? So yeah, let's just say, what do we need to know about aging, reverse aging, and extending exponentially into wider bandwidths of experience without these years attached to them. Let's look at that.
Let's look at it.
Empress.
Elemental.
Nature goes through her annual cycles, but there's like areas that are dead can come back to life again. So there's a sense with nature that it is cyclical. So we go through phases of decomposition and death and dis-ease, and then we regrow. So reverse aging, nature does that, and we're part of nature. Oh, look at this, right? Interesting.
Can we have the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because we're...
Oh, the same two that were there for the Fire Horse year.
Yeah.
The same two in that place.
A turning point, I feel like, this year.
Yeah.
Something's probably really coming in terms of, like you said, the cycles. So really working with our shadows, really working to transmute that, to dispel that, to move beyond so much of the stickiness of that.
Yeah, we biologically, I feel like we can biologically, but spiritually and energetically, we won't be able to hold what is the body called? Remind me, folks. Not a holographic, not an avatar body. There's a name for it. It's not the etheric body. I'll think of it. To be able to, like the Merkaba, to be able to hold that together spiritually, we're a lot weaker spiritually than we are physically. Physically, we can totally live that long, like totally, absolutely, and reverse age.
Probably need more CO2 and O2 to get older and taller, which they are desperately trying to reduce.
Yeah, the biology feels like well within our reach, but spiritually we are very, very depleted. So to
Mhm.
hold together the Merkaba is, I remember listening to Gigi Young saying, yeah, we're exhausted after a period, so many years. Like our soul is just tired. It's very, very hard to hold the Merkaba body together because we are so shadowy right now. There's so much sickness and toxicity, and it's like
Mm.
so much work for the soul. It needs to go somewhere and revitalize, right? Because it's just hard for the soul to be here.
Can we pull 3 more on what we do with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So body, possibly even
Like Ricky,
mind,
keep that earthing
but
happening.
Spirit is that's where we're. Yeah. The children are going to get, it's coming in where they've done a round. So when we come back,
Mm.
I'm hearing, our next lifetimes, those of us that have just gone through this, especially if we can do a lot of the metabolizing of the shadow this lifetime, it will get easier. We will be able to live longer and longer. Yeah, look at that.
A lot about the youthfulness of it too.
Staying in the innocence of the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And staying away from the deceptive. It's interesting. I had a flash. I think it was this morning or yesterday. I had a flash because we've kind of stepped away from indulging in alcohol almost entirely. Gone through phases. I've never drank tons, but I've gone through phases where I've indulged or not indulged and whatever. But so many people are not drinking anymore. Like a lot of the breweries, not the breweries, people still love their beer. I still love my beer, but especially my craft beer. But the distilleries,
She really does.
A lot of the distilleries are just going out of business because there's all these new non-alcohol brews and stuff like that, right? And I literally had a flash of down the road, like my own grandchildren or great grandchildren or something, and going, what's this thing? Alcohol. What is this? Like I hear people talking about, oh yeah, they used to drink this thing called alcohol and it made them crazy. And they're like, what is alcohol? What is this alcohol thing? And then we're like, and then I just heard like, you're like, oh, well, someday I might let you try a little bit of it. And then they try it and they're just like, oh, that's terrible. That's so terrible. Just like, the kids, I remember like taking a drink out of my dad's, that horrible beer that he didn't drink very much. My adopted dad, he'd had like 5 beers a year in the summertime and the hot day or something, spread over the whole summer. He'd have 5 beers, but they tasted awful. I remember taking a sip out of the bottle and it was just like, gross. Like, why would you ever want to drink that, right? And I feel like we're going to be stepping away from that kind of stuff. And then it's literally within a generation or two, people are going to be like, oh my God, like for 7,000 years, they got goofy loopy on this fermented sugar. What were they thinking? It was so hard on their bodies and their spirits. And, they opened up holes in their auras doing it. So it feels like we're going to be stepping more into the innocence, the natural innocence, and naturally a lot of these substances and addictions.
Tarabai Lupo has not drank beer in 14 days, which astounds him. Well done.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're just in a place of shifting.
Letting it
Things
go.
are just shifting and,
moving in a different direction.
The safety of, reminding of our little child self that goes, ooh, that's disgusting.
Let's play instead.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Let's go on an adventure and be out in nature.
And that goes for things like sugar too. You go into the
and marijuana.
Yeah, you go into the museums. There's a museum not far from where we are, and they have a section where it's sort of like all the really bad stuff from like the 1800s, 1700s, 1800s, like the lead paint and stuff that they used to put on their face with arsenic in it and all the weird stuff,
Mhm.
right? It's like a whole little section where it's all how they used to poison themselves. And we go and we look at the stuff and we're like, oh my God, they were so stupid. Like, I can't believe they ate this stuff and put it on their face and up their noses and bathed in it and put it on their walls. And, and that's what they're going to look at us down the road, even 100 years from now, certainly in the next 200 or 300 years, they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, look at what these people did. Look what they ate and drank, and they'll just be like, gross.
Yeah, well done, Leo. Best thing I did was to quit drinking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's not about like, I do love my craft beer, I have to say. It's not about a judgment at all.
Well,
It's
it
just
depends on what
about,
drinking is
it
like for you as well.
doesn't
Some people
really,
can't.
it just, well, yeah, like
Mhm.
my whole system is keyed up to a place where it actually throws me off. So it's just I'd rather
Same with
not.
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, without the sugar. Yeah, we're doing it too. We just did a
Yeah.
big cleanse where we're not really eating any processed sugar, grains, flour, alcohol.
It's really helpful to have both of us on board, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
It is.
Well, that's us in a
We went
nutshell.
over today, but
Yeah.
it was fun.
Thank
And
you
it was
so
fun.
much, everyone, for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with
always.
you every week.
As always. Yeah.
And we'll see you over on Beyond Mystic. I have my Beyond Karma show this afternoon in just a couple hours here.
Mhm.
5 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. PST. Please join me over there. Bring some of your personal questions or whatever you're bringing to the table, and we'll see you there.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Blessings, everybody. Have a beautiful few days.
Ciao for now,
See you soon.
everyone.